My name is Peter Reimers, and I'm from the United States. What is God's view of the death penalty? Is the death penalty biblical or is it not biblical?
In fact, the death penalty came from God. So it is biblical. But you are asking me in a particular time which is not like the times when the death penalty was handed by God to the people of God. So the best question is it timely or not? Is it timely or not? You see, the essence of truth must be considered. We have to consider the essence of time, in what time we are in, and what dispensation we are in, and what commandment is being asked by God for us to fulfill or to obey. You see, there are people who are misled in the scriptures because they do not consider a very important essence of the truth, and that is time. You see, we live in different times. Noah lived in the times when God had commanded him to make an ark, a ship that will save his family from the oncoming flood that God will send to the earth. And that is a commandment of God. And if we will say that we have to obey all commandments, it is a commandment to Noah that he build a ship. But it is not God's commandment to us to build a ship. It is a commandment to Noah after the flood to go and multiply and replenish the earth. But is it a commandment for us to multiply and replenish the earth? The earth is now, some countries of the world are now faced with the problem of population explosion. If you will say that that commandment to Noah to multiply, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, then it will not fit in our times. So we have to investigate also in time, the essence of time in the scriptures. What I'm trying to say, brother, is that the question is the death penalty biblical? If that is the question, it is biblical. It was God who handed to Moses the death penalty. Death is for those who will disobey or transgress the law of Moses. Let us read in the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 28. It says, "He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses." You see? So, the death penalty was handed by God to Moses. So, it is biblical. But it is during the time of Moses. It is not during our dispensation. In fact, our Lord Jesus Christ did not, in His dispensation, tell the Christians to do what Moses had done. It was during the time of Moses that the death penalty was given by God. Anybody in the people of God, or in the city of God, or in the congregation of God in Israel, who will disobey the law of Moses will die without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. They will be stoned to death. That is the death penalty being implied in the time of the Israelites. But in the Christian dispensation, our Lord Jesus Christ did not in any manner execute that death penalty. In fact, in the church, during the Christian era, anyone who will transgress the law of Christ, the commandment goes that those who are not obeying God's law will be put away from the church. Let us read that in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 5, verses 11 up to 13. And I read, "But now I have written unto you not to keep company, if any man that is called a brother be a fornicator." This is in the church. Anybody who is called a brother, who is a pretended brother in the church, but he is a fornicator, or covetous, or an idolater, or a railer, or a drunkard, or an extortioner, with such a one, no, not to eat, according to Paul. For what have I to do to judge them that also that are without? Do not ye judge them that are within? But them that are without, those that are outside the church, God judgeth. Therefore, put away from among yourselves that wicked person. The commandment is any transgressor or anyone who do not obey the commandments in the church will be put away from among yourselves in the church. He will be excommunicated. He will not be stoned to death. Put away. So, there is no imposition of death penalty during the Christian era or the Christian dispensation. Anybody in the church found to be a transgressor of God's law will be put away from the church. Give him to Satan. Let him loose. Excommunicate him. But do not harm him personally or physically. That is the answer to that question.